right, welcome everyone. Okay. So we're looking at elements, compounds, and mixtures. You want to be able to identify if I were to give you a substance or a picture like this, you want to be able to identify whether it's an element, mixture, or compound. So let's just real quick go over the definitions of the different ones. Okay. So an element is a pure substance. All the particles are identical to each other. Okay. So like here you have these three particles. They're all the same. They're all identical to each other. That means it's a pure substance. Okay. Here too you have these particles that have two orange circles connected. Each particle in here is identical to each other, so that's a pure substance. So it has to be a pure substance. An element also should be made of only one type of atom. That you can see here, right? Like there's only blue atoms. And here too, there's only orange atoms. Next are compounds. Compounds, again, are pure substances. That means all the particles inside are identical to each other, which you can see here. Like each particle in here has a big blue circle and two small orange circles, and each particle is identical to each other. Compounds, though, need to be made of at least two different elements chemically joined together. So that's what we see here, right? We have this blue element and this orange element, and they're chemically connected. So that would make this whole thing a compound. Okay, last is a mixture. So a mixture is not a pure substance. That means that each particle inside it is not identical, which you can see here. Like you have this large blue circle particle, you have this small two orange circle particle, you have this large blue circle with two little orange circles attached to it particle. Okay, so you have three different kinds of particles all mixed together. So that's not a pure substance. And then also it has to be made of at least two different substances that are not chemically joined together, which we have here. Here we have one type of substance. Here we have a different type of substance. Here we have a third type of substance. These three are not chemically connected to each other. So that makes this a mixture. Okay, so now I'm going to show you pictures. I want you, based on the definition, to figure out whether it's an element, compound, or mixture. Okay? All right. Go ahead and decide whether this is an element, compound, or mixture. So this is an element. It's a pure substance. That means all the particles are identical to each other. Here there's only one particle, this big thing that's all connected to each other, but that means there's only one particle in there. And it's made of only one type of atom, which you can see here because all these little circles are the same color. That means it's the same type of atom. Okay, next one. So this is a compound. Again, it's a pure substance because you have only one type of particle in here. Also, it's made up of at least two different elements chemically joined together. So we see that here because you have this pink circle and this blue circle, and they're chemically joined together. Next one. All right, this is an element. Again, it's a pure substance because all these particles are identical to each other, and it's made of only one type of atom. They're all little blue circles. So when both of these bullet points are true, it's an element. Next one. So this is a compound. Again, a compound is a pure substance. That means each particle in here is identical to each other. All three of these particles have a blue circle and a pink circle connected to each other. And it's made of at least two different elements chemically joined together. We have that part too, because we have a blue circle chemically joined to a pink circle. Next one. All right, this is a mixture. It's not a pure substance. We have all these different particles in here, and they're not identical to each other. We've got some circles that are pink and some circles that are blue. Okay? Also, it's made up of at least two different substances that are not chemically joined together. We have two different substances here, right? the pink circle and the blue circle, they're not chemically joined together. They're separate from each other. So this, because these two conditions are in place, this is a mixture. Next one. Right, this is an element. Again, it's a pure substance because every particle in here is identical to each other. And it's also made of only one type of atom, just these blue circles. Next one. All right, this is a mixture. Again, it's not a pure substance. We have different kinds of particles in here. We have this one particle that's a blue circle and pink circle attached to each other, and then we have this other particle that's just a pink circle. Okay, so every particle is not identical to each other here. Also, it's made up of at least two different substances that are not chemically joined together. We see that because this is one type of substance and this is another, and they're not chemically joined together.